You probably have ADHD. In fact, when trying to make money online for the first time, everyone does. At university, I knew that impending doom, the 9 to 5, was approaching, so I spent 2 years working in my various university dorm rooms, thinking I was going to be a freelance web developer. I spent a month trying to make a .io game. I don't know if you remember the game Agar.io being really big. Yeah, I was going to make the next big one. I spent a month making a social media marketing agency. I've always wanted to do something for myself, but as desperate as I was, it never worked out for me. The cycle is always the same. An influencer gives you an idea. You try that idea and you realize that it's actually not as easy as they made it seem, and to top it off, the work is draining and you typically don't enjoy it. And in that moment of pain, you get caught up by another influencer promoting another business model, and that one seems easier, so you move to that one. And the cycle repeats. This stage literally lasted 3 years for me. I'd learn everything there is to know about a business model, do a bunch of free courses, and then leave it. But that finally changed for me when I started my first YouTube channel, because I realized something. As a kid, all I liked to do is game and watch YouTube. And I realized that everyone I watched growing up, all the gaming YouTubers, all the car YouTubers, gym YouTubers, art YouTubers, you name it, all of them were doing their hobby, what they love to do, for a living. It hadn't really come up in my head as a possibility until then, but I had recently lost a lot of weight and I had a lot of self-confidence in myself. So I thought, if they can do it, I can do it. So I had just finished my 1 year 9 to 5 job internship and I was going into final year of university. I had 9 months left to make something work. Otherwise, I'd have to go back to the 9 to 5 that I was so desperate to escape from. So I started making videos rotating between hobbies, self-improvement, gym. I even made a gaming setup video at one point. I made a video teaching people how to get into university. None of them got many views and I was months into the YouTube journey at this point, so my time and my hope were running out. Eventually, I decided to try game development, but this time I was so sick of not getting views that I was going to make the ultimate video. And if you've watched this channel before, I've spoken about this a lot. I spent 2 months on that video. And by the way, I actually found myself enjoying the work this time. In the past, I'd find the business model and I'd just slog away trying to make it work, but I knew deep down that I didn't like doing it. I didn't like the process, but I just did it because I thought it was going to be quick money. But game development came naturally to me. I enjoyed coding and I really liked making these new worlds for people to enjoy. And with a lot of hope, I eventually launched that first YouTube video to absolute silence. Nobody cared about it. And in fact, it was almost 2 months of silence. 2 months where I got progressively more depressed, started doubting myself more and more. I even started debating going back to that 9 to 5 job because I thought it would be easier. I actually almost responded to the job offer they sent me, and I almost sent them an email back saying yes, but right before I sent that email, I had a moment of belief in myself. And I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm prepared to work in a shop. I'm prepared to do anything it takes to make it work. I declined. And it was magical because right after I burnt all of my bridges, that ultimate video that I spent 2 months making started picking up. And just 3 months later, I became a full-time YouTuber game developer. It was May, the university year was over, and in that dorm, I had made it. I didn't have to go back to my 9 to 5, waste time commuting, pretending to work all day, checking and writing emails for hours a day. Instead, I learned deep work, and I spent the first few hours of my day doing more work than a full-time employee does in an entire workday. And then I had the rest of the day to recharge, learn more about my business to get even further ahead, socialize, and anything else that I wanted to do. If you're new here, my name is Brian, and I help you quit or avoid the 9 to 5 life and turn your hobby into a business so that you can actually live a life that you enjoy. This is the direction I'm taking the channel in, so if you want more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. Always remember this. Whatever it is that you love doing, that you would do for free, even if you didn't get paid for it, there is someone out there getting paid a lot of money for it. And I'll tell you something, all of the business models that people promote, growth operating, social media marketing, copywriting, video editing, and even turning your hobby into a business, They all work, but the difference is that every other business model hooks you in by making it seem like it's a lot easier than it is. But all business models are actually quite hard to get into. So why would you waste months of your life trying to make a business model work that you're not even passionate about? The work that you output from that isn't even going to be that good, and your life's going to be shit in the process. So you may as well make money doing what you genuinely enjoy. And actually, at the beginning, when I was getting into it, I thought that it was going to be hard to make money from this. And that's a belief that you might have in your head right now. But it's actually not true. The truth is, most YouTubers are just really bad at monetizing their content. So let me tell you what's possible. This guy makes $750,000 a year teaching guitar. This guy makes pottery. He sells his vases for $1,000 and his bowls for like $400. And he makes them in pretty large quantities. Yet whenever you go on his website, they're always sold out. And me, I've been a full-time game development YouTuber for 3 years, and due to the stuff I've learned along the way, making viral videos, making a good product, building an audience, I've been able to earn a pretty stable income the entire time. And I've also made a product that I released in October last year. I made my own Steam game, which has done almost $300,000 in sales now. So by turning your hobby into a business, not only are you doing something that you actually like to do, the income potential is just as much, if not more, than the other business models that people promote. Right now, if you're watching a video like this, you're most likely better in every conceivable metric than I used to be, because I used to be fat. I used to drink liters of Coke Zero every day. I used to game for 12 hours every day. And that was at 21 years old. I had nothing to offer. Yet at 22, I went full-time on game development. That should fire you up, because you are most likely in a better position than I was back then. You have a better starting point than me. So if someone like me, who had all these bad habits and literally nothing to offer, zero, can make it work, then you can make it work too, man. So if turning your hobby into a business is something you're interested in, I'm making a system, like this blueprint, that will teach you everything I know so that you can do it yourself. It's not completed yet. You can join the waiting list for it in the description. Keep leveling up every day, my friend, and I'll see you in the next one.